But I still love my friends, don't want you. All I need is them, so you. But I still love my friends, don't want you. All I need is them, don't want you. I can barely sleep 'cause of you. But I still love my friends, don't want you. But I still love my friends, don't want you. All I need is them.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 2 of the Moderately Informed podcast with the boys, Gary, Zach, and Dan. How's everybody been doing? Today, we are going to be talking about a subject that is getting closer and closer to everyone's heart. And that is, what is life going to be like after this stupid virus goes away? Life after COVID. No, a few of us have been back into the routine, going back out and about, going back to work. But for many of us, it's been a year indoors. Furlough, just doing nothing, shielding, whatever. And quite frankly, I probably can speak on behalf of all the boys here. We're getting so bloody bored of it. It's what's next? What's next? Have the government in the UK actually fixed the problem? Who knows? But today we've got a few subjects that we would like to tick off and see what you guys think. So what do you think life's going to be like after COVID? Put it in the comments below. But guys, do you think life's going to be normal after COVID, or are we going to have a transition period, just like Brexit, that we don't know what to do? Is it going to be normal to have masks on? Is it going to be normal to have masks off? What do you guys think?
I think masks will be the new norm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think in certain areas they'll stay, but I think it will disappear after.
Supermarket shops.
Yeah.
But for how long?
Well, you look at places like China.
Yeah, they're just
with the SARS.
SARS in all three.
Yeah, they had SARS and that, and masks were just adopted. It just became a way of life.
I think that's what's going to. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think Dan's hit the nail on the head. I think it won't become one of those things where we're made to wear them. I think it'll just be a case of where a lot of people just choose to.
Yeah.
Exactly like China.
So it won't be mandatory. It'll just be like compulsory. Or I got the wrong way around.
Yeah, no, it'll be people's choice. But I think people have now spent a year of their lives. Like the other thing is, the flip side is, how many colds have you all had this last year? Like we'll take Zach out of the equation because he's had COVID 20 times. But like the common cold, flu, like there were all low numbers of that this year.
Yeah,
they were really concerned.
No one's been outside.
No one's been. Everyone's been washing their hands, putting masks on.
Thing is, though, guys, did we have a harsh winter? Because I can't remember.
I can't remember. Yeah, I don't.
It was cold up north.
Yeah, but up north, your cold levels just went down because you couldn't get the import because of Brexit.
And to be fair, our warm is your cold, so our cold is very cold.
Yeah,
but Gary, I remember you, Gary, saying over Christmas, it is fucking Baltic up here. It must
Yeah.
be from my voice.
It was, but like you think, like I've got masks everywhere now. I keep at least one in the car, one with my wallet.
Just
all the
one?
time. Like people will go out and it'll be keys, phone, wallet, mask.
yeah. Although if you forget, you have to do that stupid little run back to the house. I've got me mask.
The amount of times I'll go walking up to Sainsbury's and I get there and then I try and play it off that I'll just go back to the car and because I've forgot my mask for the 20 millionth time, even though I've been wearing them for the whole year and I've got a whole pack in my car. Oh,
do you think, quickly, whilst we're talking about keys, phones and that, do you think Mr. Zip will bring out a new song saying, "Where's my keys? Where's my phone? Where's my mask?"
you're showing your age now, Anne.
Government contract.
Yeah, to be fair, if the government wants to claw back some like
revenue,
not revenue, but just like some public faith, they need to get him to do that song as the campaign.
Zip out.
Yeah, that's what they need to do. They absolutely need to do that.
I'd walked to the supermarket the other week and left mine and walked back to the house to get it. and it was that I just couldn't be asked to then walk again, so I just purposely.
You do know that supermarkets do have masks that they can just give out to you. Sainsbury's down here.
Do they actually?
Yeah, Sainsbury's down here. I forgot my mask. I was like, I forgot my mask. Can I go and buy one? They were like, just have a disposable one. Here you are.
Yeah. I had a great experience. I had a great experience in Co-op a couple of days ago. I think it was. I needed some emergency shopping. Actually, it was a week ago, last Sunday. I needed some emergency shopping.
People that are watching, by the way, Dan's emergency shopping means that you ran out of wine.
Well, it was a day that ended in Y, so yes. I needed to get some alcohol. But I realised I'd driven there and I'd taken my last mask out of the car and I left it in the house and I could not be bothered to drive all the way back home. So I was like, I'll buy a mask in the shop. Problem with Co-op is they've got a one-way system in this tiny place and you've got to go up and down every single bleeding aisle before you get to the counter, which is where they have the masks. So I had to walk through the entire shop, which was pretty full for a Sunday, getting dirty looks from every single person in there going, "You dirty old man, put your mask on. Why, you think you don't have to wear one?" And I just wanted to be screaming the entire time. I just waved my hands in the air going, I'm going to buy a mask, please.
Dad, why don't you just do what that trend is where you take off your underwear and put it over your face?
Oh, because I don't want to drown.
You didn't have any underwear on that day, did you?
No, commando all the way. But no, but the worst thing was I bought the mask, and then because I'd gone to the till, I had to then go back round again, and the alcohol aisle's like the last one in Co-op, so I had to go back round out and then go up all the blinking aisles again.
I'm going to say, did you not just do your shopping and just bite the bullet?
Yeah.
No, because I felt bad. I just thought I felt bad. I thought people like assuming like, you're just doing the shopping. So I beelined it for the masks, being like, because I'm very conscious. I've always like washed my hands. I've always got like sanitizer in the house, in the car, whatever. I've been very like on it. This was like the first time in a year where I genuinely didn't have one on me, and I felt really bad.
You've let yourself down, Dan.
Exactly.
Dan,
right. Just the finish line.
There's a number of points I want to bring up. You could have easily put a T-shirt over your nose and mouth.
But you see people who do that in the shop, so you just think
it's better than people that wearing a mask going around a fucking shop.
Oh, I was sprinting. That's probably the quickest I'd run around anything.
You said people like the plastic bags.
No, you weren't.
Yeah, I was.
You
I was
were
running. I was full.
Right, so if I go to Co-op and request it from about 10 days ago, I will see this little Mexican just flying around Co-op.
No, you'll see a big dumpy Mexican sprinting full tilt around the aisles, but in reality, it probably look like I'm waddling. So,
but the other thing is, you're sprinting around all the aisles, going past the shit you need to buy. Why don't you just do supermarket sweep and just quickly just bung it all in?
Oh, because I was just so conscious. By the time I'd reached that final aisle, I just wanted to get the mask. I'd like torn open the packet before I'd even started paying for it. I was just like, look, genuinely just here to buy a mask so that I could then do my shopping. Those eyes, they pierce through you. Judgmental eyes.
On that note, I have about 6 masks per location. I have about 4 in my car. Today, I pulled 4 out of my pocket. I've got 4 at my desk.
Literally everywhere.
I honestly, when I was in my car, I had to defrost. I could not see the inside because it was all like muggy.
Yeah.
The only thing I had to hand was a mask. And I was like, oh, fuck, I probably need this. And look behind me, I had about 12 other masks behind me. So I was like, fuck that, I'm just wiping it. But I don't know. I do think it's going to be a new norm. But the way I see it, I think it will just become naturally to us. Everywhere I go drive around Cambridge, I see people with masks on walking.
Mm-hmm.
Even when the government says, right, masks, not is it mandatory? Where
mandatory,
it has to happen? Mandatory. You can go into a shop without a mask if you want to. Yeah, guaranteed. Not 75% of those people will still have a mask on.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think it'll become habit now.
I think it'll become habit even in places like the gym.
Yeah,
it'll become habit.
Yeah, nightclubs. If you want to get off with a boy, girl.
Honestly, there are numerous.
Have to take off your mask.
There are numerous times I've entered this establishment behind me, and I wish I'd had a mask on when I was going to the toilet. Like, I would have paid someone £100 for a mask. Going to the toilet.
Just to say, I would say there are other nightclubs available in Bury, but I don't think
not anymore.
I don't think there are.
There's
And
not.
also-
They're all gone.
Just to clear it up, for anyone from the northeast watching, Flex is like 7 in Sunderland,
There you go. You heard
which
it
is
here.
called 7 because it's open till 7.
What? PM?
Original.
PM.
Oh,
You
AM.
faggots.
AM.
they open at 2.
Yeah, but if you go to flex and don't flex, then you get kicked out.
Exactly. You got to go flex.
That's why I left early that night.
Well, Gary, that's the night you walk back to the travel lodge with everyone's money.
No, I got a taxi.
With everyone's money.
Everyone else's money.
Anyway, this is not the point. We'll come on to nightclubs later. So
Okay.
we all think masks will be a norm
Yeah.
when
Absolutely.
this all stops. It'll be optional, but people will still do it. Personally, I don't think I will,
Mhm.
but because I just hate wearing them.
Yeah.
But I respect everyone's decision. If you want to wear a mask, then fine. The Chinese have been doing it for years. They're smarter than us. They knew what was coming. But to me, I don't think I'll be wearing it unless I have to, and it's against like the company policy sort of thing.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one. They go on company policy. Do you think they'll make it a policy some places?
You can make anything a policy.
I don't know. I think some industries they might do. I think the whole barriers up at supermarkets won't change. I think they've
No.
quite a lot of money has been spent on putting that infrastructure in place,
Yeah.
and 2,
Also,
it
it's
protects
security.
the cashiers
Yeah.
day to day.
It's
Yeah.
security as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, absolutely. I think that's probably been
Also-
a benefit of COVID.
There is one place that definitely won't, and I think they should have this for sure. Doctor surgeries. Imagine how many people in that with different kinds of viruses. If you have that protected, then cross-contamination, cross-infection is going to go down.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, the amount of times you go to a doctor's office before, and you'd have to walk past the 6 people just chucking their guts up coughing, and you're only in there to pick up a prescription, or you've got a bit of a dodgy elbow.
You got a new phone number.
Yeah, you come out with the flu and the mumps, and it's like, yeah, it's like, thanks.
From bloody Ethel, who's just sitting down there chucking her guts up. But yeah. But yeah. Slowly moving on from that now. We all think masks will be a norm. We'll probably touch on it a little bit later. The next thing I would say is going on with masks. Probably one of the things that I can't see changing is international air. I think whilst you're on that flight, unless you're eating or drinking, you will have to have a mask on.
Yeah.
And that takes me on to my next 2 questions. When will we be allowed to travel internationally? It depends on borders, I know, but when do you think we'll be allowed to go clubbing in Ibiza, that sort of thing? And to get into that country, will we have to have a vaccination passport stating that we've had the jab?
I think yes. I think Spain's already come out and said that they're not allowing any flights from the UK into Spain unless I think it's something like 80 or 90% of the population has been vaccinated, and it's been confirmed. I think they've closed their borders to the UK until that's happened.
Is that just because I've read something just touching up? Is it the EU have come out and said basically if you're traveling within the EU, it's going to be acceptable, but anyone coming outside the EU, there's going to be travel restrictions.
Yeah, I'd imagine it's probably off the back of that.
Which I think should be the way with England as well, because there's a lot of obviously third waves starting in like France and Poland and stuff. So therefore, we should close borders to them as well.
Yeah.
But I think in the long run, I think most people in the long run, if you told them that they're going to need to have a vaccination to be able to travel, they will do. And personal perspective, I hope our borders, at least to Australia, open up by December the 16th.
Yeah. I reckon January 2023.
But saying this,
Unlucky Gary.
just saying this, Zach has come out openly and said that he's not having a vaccine, which we all respect.
Absolutely.
Whether his yeah, Zach's had COVID. Whatever he thinks of the jab, it might be too soon. Or
as I've stated, I'm quite glad Zach's not having it because I'm absolutely certain if he had it, he would just disintegrate. He is 90% COVID.
Well, if he does, can it be live on this podcast? Can it be live on this podcast?
World exclusive.
But I'm going to use Zach as an example because he's come out and said that he's not having a jab unless certain things change, that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
People are saying, "Oh, it's against my human rights. I've got to have this, this, and this." What do you make on that? Do you think it's against people's human rights, like you can't travel to another country, or do you think is it WHO? World Health Organization have said, well, no, okay, fair enough, but we're protecting billions of other people for someone that doesn't want it. We'd rather be safer than sorry. What's your argument on that?
So, like, my reason is you think when you go to another country and let's say you get a rabies jab, you're not getting a rabies jab to protect other people. You're getting a jab to protect yourself. Now, there isn't really, there's swings and roundabouts about this, but they say that it prevents transmission, etc. There's no real solid scientific proof that it does. Mm-hmm. And as I say, absolutely, I'm not saying, I'm not going to get it, you shouldn't get it. It's an absolute choice. And I might end up getting it if it turns out that there's a lot of things I can't do because of it, just purely because of...
Play Call of Duty. You can't play Call of Duty because you haven't been vaccinated.
Could you imagine? But I'm not doing it because I don't think the vaccine's safe or anything. That's not why I'm choosing to do it, because I think it is safe. I think it's absolutely fine. It's just, I don't see the point right now. But at the same time, it's almost, in my head, I'm almost like, well, if there's no point, why don't I just get it? It's a dilemma, one of those dilemmas. If it doesn't... But one of those things.
But do you think it's against human rights, saying you can't travel because you haven't had this vaccination? Yeah, it's protecting you, but Woms, if you don't know you got COVID and you travel on that plane, not every jab's 100% bulletproof. That you could transmit the symptoms to that one person that's had 2 jabs, but they could be feeling unwell, so their immune systems are even more down, and they catch symptoms and then they get COVID and ultimately die.
Well, in theory, then, if the jab's not 100% effective, couldn't you have got it in the first place and still pass it on, even though you've had the jab?
Yeah. But
wouldn't you rather be safer?
It should always be a choice because other jabs are still a choice. The flu jab is a choice.
Yeah. But then,
in general, and to be honest, I think there'll come a point whereby the technology is such that it's integrated into the flu jab and it just becomes a jab that elder people have every year.
But okay, maybe this is what I think about vaccination passport. For the first 12 to 24 months, it should be well in place. The infection is still out there,
Yep.
And the world is trying to cut this down. So if, let's say, Gary to Australia, for example, Australia have absolutely handled this well. They're back to normal.
Pretty much.
From what we can see, they're going to full concerts and stuff like that. Fine, cool.
Yeah.
Bastards.
And they're up there with kind of New Zealand with how they've kind of reacted to it.
They've done it the best.
They've just done it the right way, okay? But let's say, Gary, a fairly healthy, fit person, well, when I...
look how smug he is. Like.
But Gary doesn't have the jab. He goes to Australia, who have absolutely done everything by the book. They've gone rock solid and they've come out the other side, yeah? They've had second waves, but local ones, and they've tackled that. Gary goes over, that flight, he brings COVID over.
Just the kind of thing a northerner would do.
Gary destroys Australia. No, but that sort of thing. But because Gary hasn't had that vaccination, there's no better.
I think they would just then tell everyone from that plane to quarantine and deal with it because they're good at dealing with it.
At the moment, they're doing a 2-week quarantine, aren't they?
Run riot and then end up losing one of them somewhere.
Or you've just brought a good point up there. If you don't, right, Zach and Gary, for example, Gary's had the jab, Zach hasn't. They're both going to Australia. You've got 2 choices. You have the jab 3 months before you go because it's something like 6 weeks in between each other.
Yeah.
Or you have to quarantine for 2 weeks. You have to pay for it, 4,000 Australian dollars. You have to stay inside
Makes
for 2
sense
weeks.
to then have it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you've got the
no
choice.
one
You
would-
can travel. You can travel on a non-vaccination flight or a vaccination flight.
Yeah.
And then that certain thing, you either pay another $4,000 to quarantine for 2
No
weeks,
one
if you're 4
would
weeks
go.
there.
Like,
But you've got the choice. You've got the choice.
yeah, but no one in the right mind would therefore not have the job. If it's a choice of you go, but you've got to just spend your 2-week holiday there quarantining anyway.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
otherwise
Yeah.
it's so much time. Because you're going to have to, even for a 1-week holiday, you're going to have to quarantine for 2 weeks. It becomes a 3-week holiday.
But is that the way it should go for the first
I think
year, 2 years?
I think Australia probably keep it in place. They've got it in place at the moment.
Mm.
But they were one of the first countries who turned around and said, not only are you going to have to quarantine, but you're paying for it yourself. We're not going to subsidise it. Why should we? You know, if you want to travel to our country,
You
I
listen
think
to our
they'll be
rules.
the first. They'll be one of the first to operate a vaccination passport.
I think so too. Yeah, they'll
But I
give,
think
they'll
This
give
is
people the
why
choice.
I want my first one by September.
Gary, don't you have like gout or something? If you do, go to your doctor and get a vaccination.
Fortunately not.
You, but
I wish that I was at the weight I was 2.5 years ago.
well, you can do that right now.
Do you want some of mine, Gary?
No, because you've got too much to take.
I'm bulking, Gary. I'm bulking.
But
Just for the last decade.
But do you agree with vaccination passports for the first year, 24 months?
Yeah,
And if you
absolutely.
don't have that, you can't travel.
Yep.
Yeah.
As you said, Anne, we're coming out of a pandemic. Like, things are calming down, but it's not normal, and it's not going to be normal for years. But this is a huge, like, world-changing event. It has changed all sorts of systems across the world, not just travel or the way we sort of
For the
do our
better or
day-to-day
worse.
lives, but in terms of logistics, in terms of infrastructure of businesses and all sorts of things. Everything's changed. So we can't just go, like, snap your fingers and go back to exactly how it was before the pandemic.
Yeah,
This is
just take my industry for example.
Yeah.
Like, gyms are not going to be the way they were a year and a week ago now for at least another year. Like, we've got taped down in the gyms. We can't have classes till May. Like, we've spent so much on cleaning stations that they're not going to disappear. They are going to be there for a long time yet because it costs that much to put it out there. Like, there's figures out there that say every commercial gym spent roughly on average £5,000 to be COVID safe to come out of the first lockdown.
Yeah.
Let alone everything after that.
Which I fully agree with. I think this is going to improve health and safety at every single company by 1,000,000%. Because before COVID, let's be honest, before COVID, health and safety was a thing and a big thing. But honestly, no, but it's a big thing in law.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But practically, I'm not going to name any companies or anything like that. But practically, I don't see it. I don't see it as much as it's
supposed to.
you get taught.
Yeah,
you get taught.
Just look at Zach. He's had to use his classroom cupboard as an actual store cupboard because he couldn't have a chalky in there anymore, like from the film Matilda. Shocking. Ruined it.
Horrible school experience now. It's done.
But I think this is going to be a vital lesson to businesses, and I think there'll be massive implications if they don't follow these strict guidelines.
You know what I think one of the big business benefits is of it? I think a lot of businesses have learned that they don't need massive offices to house a lot of employees, and that actually working from home benefits everyone. Like, my sister's moved back to the northeast from working in Stockport. She's a conveyancing solicitor, and she's worked from home now since August on the approval that she never has to go back to Stockport again.
Yeah,
as have so many other members.
But touching on that, when I was living in Manchester, there was this Gary, I think's done it, where you can rent out business rooms per day.
Yes.
And I think a massive corporation, if you need to have a physical meeting with others, let's say teachers training day, Zach.
Mhm.
Okay, you got the schools, but pretend that schools aren't there. But what I'm saying, that sort of thing, you need to go in. You need to be taught stuff that you physically need to be there, first aid, etc., etc. Hire out a venue for the day. It will cost much less than hiring out a venue for the whole year. And people, you're saving money. People are more practical at home because they're in their comfort zone.
There's actually productivity has actually gone up as well.
Oh, massively. I've like case in point. I've been working now from home properly for a proper job since September, and I have never enjoyed my work more in my entire life than the last few months. But it's not just the people that I work with and for and stuff, but it's the atmosphere. It's the fact that I wake up in the morning. The important thing is to set a routine, is to pretend you're going to work. And
a new routine.
Yeah, exactly. I know, right?
So what Dan does is he gets up at 7,
pours a glass of wine.
11.
This is the only job. This is the only job.
3.
This is the reason why Dan likes working at home. He can have a glass of wine at 7 a.m. Doesn't have to worry about driving over the limit.
Exactly. There you go. I'm here. The one thing I did have to do.
Seriousness.
Yeah, the one thing I did have to do. I originally had my office up in my bedroom, and that was a big mistake. I had to move it downstairs because literally it was one of the worst feelings in the world. You get out of bed and you're at work. That wasn't a great experience.
Like so further down, I still lived in Sunderland for the most part of it, and my office was in the living room, and found it really productive. This lockdown, having moved to my dad's, it's in my bedroom, and it's a drag to get started, but once I'm started, then it like flies through, and I get everything done really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But I went back to the office for the first time since mid-Jan. I didn't know that because that's the last time I marked off my calendar. And honestly, and I'll be open and honest, I struggled working from home. The first 2 weeks was a breeze because it's a new environment, but because I was working in my bedroom, stuff like that, it was a struggle.
Yeah.
It's a confined space that I spend 24 hours in a day, 7 days a week. I don't have an option of working elsewhere.
Yeah.
I stream here. I breathe in HD, by the way.
This is not product placement for you.
I sleep here. I do everything in my bedroom.
Dangerous territory here, Ant. Dangerous territory.
And it got me crazy. I'm meant to be shielding, but I've gone back 2 weeks before the government say so because I wanted to go back to a normal. I need to get out there, otherwise I'm going to be cotton walled up thinking, this, that, and this. And
well, it's the key thing that's come out of lockdown, isn't it? It's mental health versus physical health.
Yeah, absolutely.
And because of my refereeing coming back up, I need to get back in that fresh air more on a daily basis, like more than 30 minutes a day. So I need to be in that routine where I'm not getting up at 10 to 9, switching my laptop on, calling my manager saying I'm here, and still not being fully awake. I need to be up at 6 a.m., stay in bed until 6:30, get up, have a shower, then get out.
I think that's the one benefit of lockdown. I ain't getting up at 6 a.m. anymore.
Thing is, though, I like it.
What?
No, the reason is because I travel from Cambridge. Where I've got to Cambridge is half an hour. I like to drive in. I like listening to music.
Driving, I can do driving.
That sort of thing.
Yeah, I don't mind commute.
Yeah,
it's arriving at work and getting up, doing the work.
Until I hit Cambridge, and I'm swearing because I'm like, why the fuck are you fuckers out? You're meant to be in lockdown.
Cyclists.
Cambridge.
Allowed out to exercise, guys. You're allowed out to exercise. Don't discriminate.
Ram them. Run over a cyclist.
But anyway.
Sorry.
But it's stuff like that. It's just, I'm getting back into routine. I've got my football to look forward to. I've got seeing my friends looking forward to. So I'm going to get into this routine early. And I can get away from these 4 fucking green walls for 12 hours a day.
Back to normal there, particularly sport-wise. Dan and Zach are going to have to get used to playing a lot of duos together.
It's all right. It's fine.
I'm going to have a lot of football and I'm going to have a lot of cricket.
I thought you said
So
about.
I'll see you later.
I
At
thought you
least
said
Dan's
playing
like doing a
football.
proper thing. Bloody cricket.
Refereeing not a proper thing.
But no, working from home is going to save companies billions and billions. In my industry, estate agent, I can't really do anything from home full time.
Yeah, yours is a different kind of industry.
Mine's
though.
a different.
It's people
and
based.
There's a lot of money. This is why the government have kept it open. Fair enough.
Yeah.
But from my own mental point of view, I had to get out. I've just had to make that decision. Get back.
I'm ready to get back in the gym now.
And I've got to
For the record, I'm not.
2-3 weeks.
But I'll touch on about the mental side of this later on. But for companies, I think COVID's been a brilliant thing in a weird way.
Yeah.
For the surviving companies, it's been good because they've learned a lot that they don't need offices.
Yeah.
I think it's.
I've learned a lot about my business.
Yeah. I think it's for a lot of companies.
You sacked yourself, didn't you?
I think for a lot of companies, it's forced their hand. Like this whole video conferencing has been here for 5 years or so. Probably the last couple of years, it's really excelled in terms of good quality video and webcams. Like good quality webcams, the last 5 years have been about and stuff like that, making picture clearer and you can communicate and everything.
If you're in the webcam industry, I hope you're well in your new Lamborghini.
Broadband being more readily available and things like that. We've been edging towards it, but the thing is, particularly in like industries like mine, which is removals industry or logistics in general, it's very old school. And
so is your internet, Dan?
Yeah, mine it's been better lately. But yeah, there's a lot of industries out there that are very old school, and it's taken this knee-jerk event to force them into the 21st century. And it's benefited a lot of people, and it will benefit a lot of companies. Like it's been hard for some. Obviously, a lot have been hit by financial issues, but I think overall, running a company when you haven't got an entire building to set of offices to maintain with cleaners and staff being there and lighting and heating and food and all the extra stuff that comes along with it. Like when you eliminate that cost, and you can still get the same productivity, if not more, then I think going forward, it's been a positive outcome from COVID.
Also, I know it's going to cost the employee more money to work from home, slightly, but if you're going to translate that, you paid an extra £20-30 on your electric bill because you got your laptop on all day, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But let's say you don't live in the city, and for example, all of us, we work in a little town. Zach lives in a different borough than he does to school. Yeah. Let's say, how much money are you saving for travel and stuff like that? Because if you drive into work, it's going to be £30-40 a week. But at home, you're spending an extra 20.
Driving in London, you mad?
Yeah, but tubes.
Tubes
What?
Just fuel alone. Last month I spent 25 quid fuel.
Yeah.
Next month when I go back, I'm spending a tank of fuel a week.
Yeah, I can calculate that quite easily on mine because I keep records of all my fuel consumption because I'm that weird. I was spending £200 every 2.5 weeks, and I now spend about 112 for a month.
Past 6 weeks, obviously, because I was shielding zero. I've just had to fill up for 50 quid, and I'm just like, oh god, that sort of thing. But I think I'd rather spend 50 quid a week on fuel than stay in my room at all times, going mental. But it's a good money saving exercise as well.
It's a balancing act. Like I think what's going to happen if a lot of companies don't want to get rid of their office, or if they want to use temporary offices that they can share. I think what's going to happen is you'll find a lot of people are doing like maybe 2-3 days remote and a couple in the office. There'll just be a mixed approach, I think, is what's going to happen.
I think you'll see, you touched on it there, I think you'll see more building sharing.
Yeah.
I think more businesses will share offices from going forward after this.
Yeah, 2 estate agents will have the same office.
There you go. I genuinely think that's going to be a big thing going forward when you just have like stations that are very easily swapped. Like hot stations. You used to have, you have them in offices, but just whole entire office floor of hot stations.
you watch now with all these offices closing to work from home, they will be converted into apartments, city centre apartments.
Yeah.
It's a great opportunity for investors to get on board.
100%.
Imagine working in a building that's your office, and then you work from home, and then you end up living in your office.
Literally, your desk is your bedroom.
Yeah, can you imagine? That'd be awful. What a bad bit of luck that'd be.
You see it in like old mills and stuff. Like me and Anne had a friend at uni that lived in an old mill in Preston.
That was
And
fucking
they were
lovely.
really nice apartments.
And this is the northwest, so it's definitely going to be better than the northeast. Just saying.
Yeah. Well, they got the mill apartments in Mildnell, opposite the riverside. There, they converted an old mill into apartments, and they're really
Luxury
nice.
flats.
Yeah, luxury flats. Yeah, they're really good.
Apart from the price difference, the 2-bed in what was it? What was the apartment complex called?
Where?
Gary?
Oh, Gary.
Mill, the old mill?
Yeah.
Something like that. You could buy a 2-bed apartment penthouse for 99,000. Here it's about 400k.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But apart from that, you can convert everything if you have the right infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of offices down in Cambridge, Regent Street, that are getting converted by the university into flats because that's where the money is. And people are
I
wanting
just think
to
it's one of
invest.
those things that we've learned over the last 12 months, that businesses don't need it and workers don't necessarily need it to a point.
Yeah. Dan, talking about nightclubs, De Niro's, that got converted. That got converted.
No, let's not talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. No. It didn't happen. It's still there. I can still go if I want to.
Well, you can if you break into someone's flat.
But
moving on to nightclubs.
Yes, moving on to nightclubs.
Moving on to nightclubs, though, since we're on that subject. Is it going to be a nightclub anymore? Are nightclubs going to be a thing, or is it going to be a lounge, a bar?
Absolutely.
No, but I mean, it'd be a nightclub, but will it be like Flex nightclub?
I don't care if I'm the only one in there. I'm keeping them alive. I'll spend all my money.
Or Flex Lounge.
Flex Lounge.
But you know what I mean?
I've spent the last year in a lounge.
And you weren't flexing.
Exactly. Well, just my waistline.
But in all seriousness, will nightclubs be a thing? Because we're all getting to that age where
I can tell you this now, and you're only having this conversation because you're the wrong side of 25. This wouldn't even be a topic of conversation if you were under 25, because most of the people I know and speak to who are that age cannot wait to get back into this horrible place slash brilliant place. I'm not going to pretend it now because I've had some amazing times there, and it's a good establishment.
By the way, this is not
drinks, please.
This is not a sponsored ad.
No, it's not.
But what I'm saying is, like,
However, being the wrong side of 25 is better than being the wrong side of 30.
oh,
Do you know what? I kept talking because I could see your eyes glinting, and I was like, he's gonna make a comment in a minute, any minute.
But in all seriousness, how is this going to affect the nightclub?
That's the only reason I'm here.
Just to make fun of my age.
How's this going to affect the nightclub industry? Because after the second lockdown was over, Cameo in Preston opened its club, and
that did not go well.
It had 1,000 people in, and a lot of them caught COVID. They came up under proper scrutiny. But how's that going to?
I don't think nightclubs as we know it will be open just yet.
No.
Not straight away. Bars and pubs, they'll be open.
Extreme limits on numbers in them.
Yep.
Less competition.
After June, when all sorts
It'll still be a cockfest.
When all sorts of
absolutely
restrictions are kind of lifted, they may get back to some sort of normality. But I just don't think the numbers are going to be in them, because companies will be aware of the damage it could still do. Because obviously, on June the 22nd, COVID doesn't just disappear.
No.
Even if
it does. It fucks off. Have you seen that video where it just says bye?
Boris said it would. What are you trying to say? You trying to call Boris a liar?
He's never done that.
But what I can see is going up to a nightclub.
A northerner doesn't like a conservative leader. That's never happened in the history of the world.
I can see us going to a nightclub when it all opens, going up there, and they will be saying, "ID, please, sir." Yep. Okay.
Vaccine passport.
COVID vaccination passport, please.
Hey, I'll do whatever it takes.
Nope, you're not
I don't
coming in.
care.
I think we could end up with some sort of like vaccination card.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, we all get cards for our vaccination.
And if you have it, you get 10% off all deals, all alcoholic beverages.
Do you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they did that, like on the first thing back. Like if you have a certain something, you have money off.
Yeah.
If you've had
AstraZeneca virus, 5% off. Oh, the Oxford one, 2% off. It's less effective, apparently. Just scale down all the viral.
Places like small bars and pubs will find a normality a lot sooner.
Yeah, like the nutshell.
Than your grungy kind of nightclub where you stick to the dance floor.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the bars and pubs that are open around here locally, they got the hang of it like really well. Like the Bell Hotel, they were absolutely on it. They had all the one-way systems and that in place. Yeah. I think
the Bell.
Yeah,
is it a ball?
Even down to the kind of like small businesses like the bar committee for the cricket club that I'm at are like on it on terms of what needs to be done in order to open for when the season starts, so that they can get back to making money again. Because people are going to be on it quickly because they're going to need to make money after they've been shut for a year.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like the amount of loans that have been taken out and government grants, buy now, pay later. They're just loans in different forms. I know loads of friends who own businesses now have taken out all these things, gambling on, one, keeping themselves afloat, and two, also improving the facilities that they've got, so that when they come back, it's all fresh and new and everyone spends their money. They can't wait for the punters to get back in. It's going to be. I think it's going to be a very lively scene, the bar and pub scene, the first few months.
Yep. And you know what else? And you know what else is going to be lively?
What's that?
The takeaways after, when you go and get a nice greasy kebab.
Oh, who doesn't love a kebab?
One of my biggest memories of uni,
spicy grill.
Leaving Squires on a Monday night and getting chips, cheese, and curry sauce from the.
Oh well, Gary, I bypassed that because I always pulled. Ha!
How did that go for you?
I've got stories, but that's for another episode.
Indeed, yeah.
But talking about that,
I've got to get back to normal because it's been a while since that's been normal for you.
Yeah, no, I love a greasy kebab on a night out.
I think I've run out of pages.
It's always the kebab is always the thing that it's never at the forefront of your mind until you've had a few pints. And then it's the only thing you can think of.
You can't wait for it after.
And then when you have it, and when you have that kebab, you get home and you feel sick. Not because of the kebab.
No, you just overeat.
The mixture and alcohol and grease.
Got to say, there's only one kebab I'll go to. Insert ad here. This week's episode of the podcast is sponsored by Istanbul Kebab in Mildenhall. For the best kebab in town, choose Istanbul. Order today online at istanbulkebabhouse.online. That's istanbulkebabhouse.online, or call 01638 711 805. 01638 711 805. Thank you again to Istanbul Kebab. Now, back to the show. And we're back.
That was a good shot. That was a little segue there. I like that.
That was a little segue. It was still very abrupt. I'll always make them abrupt. I learned from the Gus
Dan 100% planned that.
Yeah, we had a little conversation about it, and yet I still made it as obvious as I could because it's just funny and it looks good when I cut it.
But yeah, right. Going on from kebabs, the next question I've got for everyone really is events, football matches, tennis, cricket,
festivals,
my precious. Anything that requires more than 1,000 people out in one venue. When are we going to see full capacity to that?
Well, that's
yes, with football, I went back to football when they were letting 2,000 fans in. I went to a couple of games. It felt great. That was 2,000 back where we knew there was another wave coming. Come May, are they going to jump from 2,000 to a certain percentage?
10,000.
They take 10, yeah.
Yeah, 10,000. But then will it be for August?
Everyone by June, isn't it?
Yeah, so come August, Old Trafford should have full stadiums. But what is the difference between 2 months from going from 10,000 to 75,000?
Absolutely nothing.
At this rate, about 20% of vaccinations.
But still, like,
1.5% a day.
But once again, you need to have a vaccination passport to go and watch that.
True. No, it's just
or wear a mask.
In 1 week, they've literally gone
true.
from you can't meet anyone in in their house to the next week. Oh yeah, you can meet with 10,000 other people. Like that's a 1 week difference.
This has always been the biggest thing about COVID and everything else that's been going on, particularly this government, is the timeline and the advance warnings. They tell you, right, you have to wear masks in shops.
Timeline right.
Yeah, well, so
I actually agree
example.
With this current timeline.
Yeah, example. Well, but at the start, it was you have to wear masks mandatory in shops in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
I get the whole preparing people for it, but it should have been implemented and mandatory from the moment it was spoken.
When you try to save lives,
This
you put it in
timeline
instantly.
is the best timeline.
When you try to save lives, you put it instantly. You have to wear masks from now.
Look at how they close the gyms and the pubs. You are shut as of 8 a.m. the next day.
Yeah.
But
you give people a bit of time to prepare though, because if you say, "Oh, you got no mask," obviously it's like, how do you police that? Like, you have to wear a mask in a shop, but then people are like, "Well."
The thing is, you just got to rely on human decency at the end of the day, and almost self-policing.
You don't,
like I say, you rely on people like to feel like I do when I walked into that shop without a mask, feeling really guilty about it and beelining for the mask.
Yeah.
You rely on that sort of build-up of sort of anxiety about it and to carry it through.
You give someone 48 hours notice. 48 hours is plenty of a big thing. Masks, fine. You got 48 hours. Get on Amazon. Get online. Yeah, you're going to pay the premium, but you get it. If you need it, if you need to go to the shop, you need to have it. Wear a scarf, even if it's 30 degrees, around your face. That sort of thing. There's ways around it, but 2 weeks is just ridiculous. It was ridiculous. But
this timeline coming forward, looking forward, seeing as we are now,
I think perfect.
This timeline is the best approach.
Massively, massively, and it's because they planned out every stage, and they also sort of bracketed it at the end, saying it could also move.
Yeah, which is
there was no promise. There was no promises. It's like, this is what we hope to do.
And now they're starting to confirm stuff to the 2 week mark before it happens. They've just confirmed that outdoor recreation sport can happen from next week. So next week they will be announcing gyms will be able to open, because it hasn't been official yet, has it? It's in the 2 week. It's in the 2 week cycles. It'll be the 2 week cycle, which I completely agree on. You give people 2 weeks warning saying this is happening, unless something drastic happens in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So for what Boris has done wrong, he started off brilliantly, I thought. Brilliantly. He reacted. He got people at home, stayed them at home, employed the furlough scheme.
On that one.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
But
he only missed the first 3 Cobra meetings. It's fine.
Yeah.
But he's acted. But
I don't think it was his failing alone. The problem was there wasn't a lot of global powers out there taking it particularly seriously.
And people slate him, but he's the first prime minister that's ever had to deal with it.
Yeah,
he's been chucked in the deep end. He's had to do Brexit and this.
Not being funny, if you can host Have I Got News For You, you can handle a pandemic, so he doesn't get a pass on me.
But either way, the way we're exiting.
I mean, to be fair, I think the real test would have been if he'd said, "Never mind the Buzzcocks."
Well, but he's done a lot wrong. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
his team has done a lot wrong. But now we're slowly coming out to it. Yes, it might be the positivity coming back in the UK. But the way he set this timeline out, strategically this time, and he hasn't promised any, go out and have 50% off with your friends this time, and then we'll blame it on you in 4 years' time. He's putting everything in place.
Yeah.
And I think it's running smoothly at the moment. And this vaccination, you've got to give him credit for doing how much the government are getting these vaccinations in quickly.
I'll give the NHS credit.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I'll give the people who are doing it.
I'll give the people behind it.
But they are getting.
I'm happy that the government immediately acted to get as many vaccinations as possible. Into the country.
Real heroes are the NHS.
But
the government, compared to other countries, have acted and said, you know what, fuck it, we'll spend £10 billion.
That's exactly what Europe's finding now, because they haven't vaccinated a lot of their population, and
Yeah, because we've nicked it.
Yeah, there's issues.
But no, he's done a lot wrong, but he's done a few things right.
Yeah, I'm in the mentality that, am I the biggest fan of this current government? No. Do I think they handled everything well? Again, no. This is all sounding negative so far, but give me a chance. But at the end of the day, we're all in this together, and it is an unprecedented world event, and none of us would have had any idea how to cope with it. I mean, there's been
apart from China.
But there's been loads of theories, and people have spoken about it in the past, like a global pandemic would be the thing that would cause a lot of issues, but you don't know how to handle it until it's here.
Yeah,
and the fact that the virus mutated over time as well, like there's been lots of factors. So I'm not gonna completely bash the government because they at the end of the day they've done what they could and they've reacted.
Credit, I would never when it started, I would never have put on this government, and this is again meaning to be fully negative, but I'm in absolutely no love for this government. But I did not expect them to hand out the furlough scheme. I didn't expect them to do all this jazz and be able to support all their people and put that out. So
absolutely,
I think that's been a lifeline to a lot of people.
And also, I want to say, to keep it very neutral, you get all these Labour leaders, you get all these Lib Dem leaders say, "Oh, we would have handled it differently." They still would have failed. Under the pressure, they would have cocked up. I think Labour and Lib Dems wouldn't have done furlough as quickly as the government did.
I'm very thankful for that, for the self-employed, by the way.
Yes, the government have been pushed by the general public, but he's listened.
Yeah.
And that's why he's put his trust at the start, saying, please stay at home. He's given us the benefit of the doubt because he wants to trust us. And then he's like, oh, you're all fucking morons. I'm fucking taking control now.
My favorite part of the whole lockdown thing has been Christmas. Because I've got a recording of myself talking to a friend where I'm like, he's going to let us all out at Christmas, and then directly afterwards, he's going to tell us we weren't following guidelines, and it's our fault that we're going to have to go back in lockdown. And that's exactly what happened. That was about the only thing that irritated me to an extreme. But you could see it coming. As much as I appreciate it, people being able to see their families and that.
1 year. It's just 1 year.
Well, I think as well, regardless of whether he opened up or not, people would have seen family.
Oh yeah,
yeah, I think so. But I do also think there'd been a reduced number because I think there were a lot of people who
would have listened.
There were a lot of people I know who are COVID followers. Like they followed everything to the letter, and as soon as they were told they could see their families again, they were driving up and down the country.
Yeah,
which is fair credit to them, and that's fine. I completely understand that. You know, if I can see my family again,
the government had told us go and see your family.
Yeah,
but if for 1 year, okay, I know you got nans and stuff like that. That people might think this is their last Christmas with him, sort of thing. But for 1 year, don't you take that sacrifice? Look after each other. Skype for the Christmas day. Do your own do your own thing. But you know what I mean? Video call.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Videoing each other. Just have one chilled.
Yeah, again, it comes down to that thing I said earlier. It's physical well-being versus mental well-being. Yeah, at the end of the day, there are a lot of people struggling by Christmas, and Christmas is hard enough for some people. I'm in a unique experience with this whole thing because obviously, pretty much everyone who will watch this and who I've talked to.
Fully assure you, the Christmas day I was very physically well, but by Christmas night I was not physically well in any way.
Amen to that.
Weren't we on COD on Christmas night?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I was even drinking that night.
As I said,
I went 2 hours
I'm in a
church. I couldn't see anyone.
Yeah, I'm in a unique position where I didn't have a lot of family anyway, and my nan sadly passed away just before all this kicked off, and I'm actually very thankful for that because Lord knows how she'd cope with that. That'd have been awful. I've got my stepdad Tony, who still around, and I looked after him, and he's looked after me throughout this one when we could. But I haven't got a lot of family to see whenever there was lockdown lifted. Mine was always spending time with friends and socializing, and I've been very fortunate the fact that we've been able to do things like this, did charity streams. We've spent a lot of time on COD and other games, and that's been my outlet. That's been my saving grace. But which is why I can fully see why some people need to see their families to better their
That's
mental
absolutely
health.
One of the positives of lockdown. Personally, for us, that we became a really good group of friends.
Absolutely.
Guys, do not tell this, but that's one of my questions for later on. So just keep that
Saving this for the bloopers.
I was trying to segue it through, boys. I've seen it.
I was going to say we have hit the hour mark.
But yeah, but I think we need to go into a bit more. Well, a little bit more positivity, but more reflection at the moment.
Yeah, I think that's where we're at, though, isn't it? We're not living through the future. We're looking back at what we've come through.
But coming up to 12 months now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
it's gone over.
Coming up to the year anniversary when the government shut us in our own doors, not quite literally, in our own houses.
Yeah, I Boris. I went out, was going to the shops. You go, oh, go back in.
It was everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
I want from you guys 3 things you've learned from the past 12 months.
Ooh.
And I'm going to start with Zach.
On the spot.
Bold. 3 things I've learned the past 12 months. One of them is definitely in myself, mental health. I think I had a lot of time where you're at home. I had a lot of time to reflect on certain feelings and how I was. And I mean, I love being home. I really enjoyed it. Obviously, it's difficult because I'm in a profession where, as much as I like teaching from home, being that I like the routine I have at home, I don't like the job from home because I can't have that interaction with students. It doesn't work from home. But I realized that mental health is a massive thing because I think I passed a lot of things off that I was feeling when I was actually not at home, as in I was just tiredness, it's just this. But when I had time to sit there and reflect and go, what am I actually feeling? I think that was a good thing. So I think I've been there a lot more. I can look into myself a lot more and realize the way I'm feeling a lot. I think as much as Zoe might disagree with this, I think it's made us closer.
Yeah.
Because it would be the case of now it would be like, I'll get up, I don't even see
a suitcase I can hear being packed in the background.
she's already around the door. I don't know what you're on about.
Wait, do you mean Zoe won't agree with it? Do you mean you and your Xbox have got closer?
You probably say that, yeah. And I wouldn't disagree. But
You've even upgraded her.
Well, yeah, I did. I had to go get him. I think purely because, as I say, I'll get up in the morning. I'm up about 6:30-ish, and then I'll leave the house. And she's still in bed; she's asleep. And by the time I come back, she's still working till 6 o'clock. And then in the evening, we have some
on the Xbox.
Yeah, I might play Xbox.
Import Xbox sound.
Or she's doing work, so I don't really. There's sometimes I don't spend time with her. Whereas when we're in lockdown, it was a bit like, I'll come through, we'll have breakfast together, we get on with some work together. Whenever we come through and have a actual tea together and just have a routine.
Talking to someone.
Yeah, exactly. It was just quite nice.
Found out that actually Zoe wasn't that bad of a person.
I found out a lot about her. I know how old she is now. No, I think that's good. A positive.
Oh, you got 2 more.
One more.
No, that was one more.
One more.
One more. Yeah, it was two things. Mental health, and he actually knows what his girlfriend is.
Is.
Yeah.
Who?
Food.
I want to say food, but
you're allowed to say food.
I'm allowed to say food, but then I realised that's a positive in the time. But now I'm not feeling a positive when I brought it out.
That's a positive to somebody else in his podcast. He's going to rob you blind with all of his meal planning and his other.
This is sponsored by a food chain, so just talk about food.
Yeah, true. No, it was a case of I just kind of ate my feeling. I didn't care. I was like, I'm not seeing anyone who gives a damn. Like, I'll sort it out afterwards. So I just kind of ate what I wanted to eat and then live my life.
Nothing else to do.
Now I split trousers on the way to school because as soon as
that's probably not the best place to split your trousers, mate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, no, that's pretty good actually. What about you, Mr. Lee?
Firstly, I learned that actually I don't need a gym to work from. I can work from home and I can be successful still from home.
You literally just said you can't work from home.
No, I can't now, but I did it in the first one. it's a setup whereby I work from home.
Basically,
I do feel ready for the gym now. However, I've been very successful over the past 12 months in terms of business growth. When you see so many personal trainers struggle, it's nice to know that I'm still able to serve clients who I'm always very thankful for all that they do for me and for all I'm able to help them. Secondly, I am better off financially in myself. I don't need to owe as much money out. I've been getting to a position where I can actively look at buying a house. Thank you, Northeast, for having really cheap house prices and not being in the Southeast, where it's just extortion. And thirdly, I've made better friends. I know more about people than I did before, and I get on better with people. And I'm probably a bit more out there with it as well.
But
no names.
But that's something I'm just going to touch up on that because they're three really good points. As a collective, like I've known Dan basically for yonks. I've known Zach
basically for yonks. The accurate time frame.
Sorry, Dan.
I've known Zach a few years since football. I think I first met you at football, but through Gary, I met him at university. What, near enough 9 years ago?
Try 11.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, you're old. You realise that.
11 years ago.
Sorry, Gary.
And if I never met Gary would never have met Dan, and Gary wouldn't have met a lot of my friends. And
we all like Gary better than you.
I mean,
we know that is a
I'm joking.
Massive fucking
I mean,
lie.
given the recent performances on Call of Duty, I don't blame you for liking me more than that.
But
half the time I'm not playing with Ant because he's in the bleeding sky.
Hey, no, that's you. That's you, Dan, lately.
It's only because I've been texting on the drop. So I apologise for that. Unreservedly.
But yeah.
Gulag. And where are you? For now?
Either way. But yeah, right. Anyway, good points there, Gary. And now you, Mr. Taco.
All mine are very, very self-indulgent.
Go on then.
I found out the amount of flavoured gins out there is incredible. And I urge everyone listening to this podcast, go out there and try every flavoured gin you possibly can. Because it's glorious. No, I genuinely...
Please drink responsibly. Responsibly.
Yeah, no, I think throughout this whole process, the biggest thing, the number one thing I've taken away is opening up to other people. Because I've carried, like Zach speaks about, you carry a lot of weight in your inside. And I carry a lot of weight on the outside and all, but emotional weight, clarify, I've always kept it inside, mainly because my family's been quite close-knit and small. I've been the guy who kind of keeps everything together, and because of that, I've never been allowed the fortunate circumstance to depend on a lot of other people. And throughout this lockdown, I've made some fantastic friends, like the three of you. Like I've known you all for relative, different spans of time, but it's been really nice being able to confide in all three of you, and also other sort of friends in the local area out there who sort of stepped up and given me the support, particularly as well because throughout this whole COVID thing, I was also battling cancer, which was a lovely thing to deal with, and I won't bang on about it because I bloody hate talking about it. But that without you guys and gaming and friends and the small family that I've got left, that they all gave me the support, and I learned to open up and admit when things were bothering me. Eventually, I still keep things close to my chest as long as I can, but I realize there's a point when people start questioning me, it's okay to then open up. Whereas before I just fob it off and go, no, that's fine, I'm all right. Well, I'm quite happy to now have a tear in my eye. Go, actually, do you know what? I'm not all right. I need a cuddle. But yeah, so that's the biggest thing. I've learned to open up a lot more than ever before. Cooking, I'll go back to food. I've tried my dab hand at loads of different kinds of cooking throughout lockdown because I've been bloody bored. And because it's mainly me for most of the week, well, half the week, and then Sophia here, but then she'll only eat the basic meals. I've been experimenting with cooking, so it's been lovely trying all different kinds of stir fries and different kinds of sort of foods from around the world.
KFC mix with McDonald's.
Exactly.
How many pizzas can the Domino's delivery driver do at once?
Yeah. I've also I've single-handedly kept all the takeaways in business in Mildenow as well. That on the flip side as well. But so
that's why he's cooking. That's why he's getting sponsorships from kebabs.
Yeah.
Exactly. Recruit the money.
Exactly. And also, I think I've fallen in love with gaming again. Because before all this, I didn't play it. Yeah, I know, right?
The people that watch this won't hear you.
Exactly.
Call of Duty.
Insert Dan raging from all the Call of Duty.
Yeah, you have to cut me from all the. Yeah. Oh God, there's an awful lot. But yeah, like before this, it was for me. It was kind of an escape. I'd play a lot of sort of RPGs and fantasy and stuff, a lot of solo games. Never really enjoyed multiplayer games. But we've got a great little tight knit squad here. It's been amazing to play with you guys, and as much as I rage and quit and shout at you all, and you all put up with me continuously.
30% of the games.
Yeah, exactly. It's still a laugh. We've had some great moments playing it, and I've genuinely fallen in love. It's been basically like being back with my Xbox 360 when I first got Xbox Live. It's been that kind of feeling, like wanting to like get on the Xbox and have that banter straight away and having a laugh. I haven't felt that way in a long time because online gaming kind of went away from me for a huge period, mainly like when I started work and had Sophia when she was younger and stuff. Just don't have time, but yeah, it's been really good throughout lockdown. That's my number 3. So it's all very self-indulgent, but yeah, that's my 3.
What's your 3, Ant?
You didn't think about that.
You've got to answer your own question.
I had 3 points, but I was so fascinated about yours, I forgot mine. One of them is gaming. I've started streaming. Yeah, it's been on and off. I've had ups and downs, but
anger management issues.
I've always had that. But when I first started it, I wanted to just try it because I had nothing else to do. I had a break, a long break, because I just couldn't balance my work life and gaming life. Like when I got home from work, I just wanted to play with you lot, sort of thing, as casual. But now I'm more focused. I know what I want to do. So the past 12 months, on and off, have told me what I want to do and what I want to try to do. And yeah, so that's number 1, gaming. Well, streaming, gaming has saved me. And also without gaming, I generally don't think I would be here. Because I generally wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a TV binge person. Can't name me the last. Yeah, I can, but I don't know what the last TV show I watched. That sort of thing. So that's number 1. Number 2, self-love. Self-love /
you arrogant bastard.
Someone's got to love him. Besides,
you can't love you if you can't love yourself.
I'm not being funny, Ant, but with those perfect eyebrows, you got to love him.
But makes up for the terrible beard.
That's the worst, the most depressing thing is, sorry to step over your moment here, Ant. I've got the worst facial hair here, and I'm the oldest. It's the most irritating thing in the world. I noticed it last podcast when I was editing. I was like, bloody peach fuzz, and everyone else is there fully bearded. I hate you all. Just want to let you know that. Ant, carry on.
Just I see a bit of grey just around here.
Ah!
But yeah, no, self-love, because obviously single lad. Wink, wink, ladies. Honestly,
so far, he has promoted his gaming and the fact he's single. Comes in 3, boys, so there's something else to come.
And I'm gay. No, I'm not.
Oh.
No. In all seriousness, like self-love / discovering myself as such. That sounds so wrong now.
Self-love and discovering yourself for a whole year.
I've got massive biceps.
But
no, just like I've learned that to appreciate that it's just been me. Like I've got to look after me. I've improved in certain things, and I've been lazy in a certain other. But But I think I'm ready. I haven't been on any dating websites or anything like that. Obviously, it'd be pointless during lockdown. But it's just like
I would
as
say
much
with
as
So I would say with you, Ant, the fact that you can now differentiate between periods you being better and worse is a big step for you. And I mean that in a semi-funny way, but that's a big because there was a time when you kind of just drifted through and just went with it. You didn't even care whether it was good or bad for you. The fact that you can now go, I'm improving here, probably could improve here, but you're being able to now separate those things. I've seen a change in you the last year. It's been good.
and
Massively.
I'll be open and honest. Probably Zach's the only person out of you three that don't know. I'm in massive financial debt and help with certain people. Dan and Gary being one of them. They've got me on the back on track. Like I'm in £1,000 worth of unpaid bills, put it that way. But lockdown has probably helped me to get back out there, get back on top of it, and not have people knocking at my door, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So that's helped me out. I've learned a lot about finances, put it that way. A hell of a lot. I mean, I couldn't get any worse, but but also
figured out what them numbers mean after the pound sign.
Oh, the minus isn't a good thing. But also, is that number 1, number 6, number 12? I don't know.
Oh, who knows?
But the last one is I don't need alcohol or betting to make me happy. Like, back to the financial bit, I was chasing because I wanted to
make me feel like a turd. Thanks, Ant.
No, well, you don't bet anyway. But
nah, not anymore.
Betting, I was always chasing, thinking I was only another 20 quid if I'm going to win it this time to get 40. That sort of thing. I was losing all my money on gambling and stuff like that. I've cut that out. I do the odd flutter there. Also with my refereeing, I can't bet on football anymore. So that's saved me a lot of money. But with drinking, because I've been stuck at home, I actually hate drinking. Like, yeah, okay, people like you lot have a glass or whatever, and it makes you happy. Fine.
A glass. Me and Dad are looking there thinking, how many bottles did we do the other night?
Yeah.
It's going back to the clubbing thing. I might be getting old, but Dan will back me up here, and Gary, to be fair. Every Friday, Saturday, I would be fucking on the lash. Get absolutely hammered, thinking I was the best thing in the world, then getting depressed the next day. That sort of thing. But now I don't need alcohol. But I think my new life, I go out and I don't want to drink. I'll go to the pub and have a Coke.
Yeah,
that sort of thing. Just because
controversial on that kind of subject as well. Even before lockdown, I very much became a person who would rather go out 2 o'clock to like bars and pubs and be in at 10 than go out at 10 o'clock and be in at 6.
Yeah.
But Gary, the thing was, you went out at 10 p.m. and you were always in bed by 11 p.m.
With everybody else's money from the taxi.
You home as well first.
Huh?
That's only because I had to carry you home as well first.
No, I was always the last out. That was Hayden and Brad you had to take home, not me. But seriously, my main point from the last 12 months is probably self-love, trying to get back on track with my life.
Yeah, that's good.
Trying to plan out my life. And I was having this conversation with Gary earlier. I'm thinking to the future.
Yeah, that's good. The only thing that's not good is the fact you're having conversations outside of this podcast. Save it for this.
Well, it's just about I want to go and get my own flat. I want to go and buy my own car because I'm on a company car and it's limiting me to what I can do in life.
Yeah.
So I want that freedom. But I fucked that for myself in the past, that sort of thing.
Yeah, but you're building for the future, which is good. And you're planning it. You want to do it.
But it's planning. I'm the best planner, but executing it, I'm the worst.
Yeah. No, I think with you, just wanting to do it is a big step.
Then it's the mental block of doing it.
You've taken that first hurdle of it's not a case of just it's not a case of just like vaguely planning. You're actually going, I'm doing this. That's good.
But yeah, let's just move on to something really, really good now. Really positive for the rest of the podcast. What is everyone looking forward to doing the most when normality returns? There's no restrictions. You can take off your mask. You can do whatever you want. You can go and piss in a bush.
Am I allowed to say Jessica Alba? Does that count? No?
Yes. Jessica
He is
Alba,
using-
Is that too early 2000s as well? Is that too an early?
Jessica
2000s?
Alba, if you are watching,
Yeah, Jessica, if
He
you're
is you
watching,
saying that.
please.
He is saying that, Dan, and then he is me being really realistic and going, just coming down to see you three.
Now, to be fair,
Thing
Gary holding you in my arms is all I dream of.
You know it.
is, though, about
Sharing
12,
a,
thing is,
sharing
though,
a
12
bottle of
months
gin.
ago, that would be physically impossible.
But like, even like before the third lockdown, me and you, Dan, had spoken about me coming down for a few days.
Yeah.
And like, we couldn't.
Yeah.
And genuinely, once it's all done, I will absolutely be there.
Yeah.
PS5 in hand.
If it
We'll
gets
be here.
past,
We'll
if
have
it
a
gets
drink.
past the
Same game.
southern border,
We'll do a live drunken podcast. That's what we'll do.
Hell yeah.
Be amazing.
From Dan's living room.
Oh yeah. Oh god. That can only end badly.
so Gary's is seeing the boys. Dan's is
Dan. Oh, no, I said
Dan's
that as well.
talking
But I
to
was joking.
Jessica Alba.
But I wish. No, mine will be well, festivals mainly. It's the festivals and gigs, live music.
What, the Peppa Pig one with Sophia?
Yeah. No, I last sort of 2-3 years before lockdown started or the pandemic started, I'd really gotten like fully into the whole gigs and festivals that I'd kind of missed out on in earlier life because I had Sophia and I was working and stuff, and I just wasn't afforded the option to go. But as I've been financially stable in later life, I've been able to like pay to go to all these festivals and glamp.
It's
'cause
really
I hate
bad that
camping.
you call it late life.
Oh, shut up! I'm just embracing it now, Gary. But yeah, so festivals for me, like that whole scene and gigs and things like that. That's absolutely what
Zach?
I'm looking forward to.
I think mine's a fairly easy one. I think just being able to pop out to a restaurant or a cinema and have a day of something.
Yeah,
Just
that's a good one.
cinema, grab the big bag of pick a mix and a bag of popcorn, and then you chill out in front of a
Oh,
movie. Yeah.
yeah, that's a good one.
And
And-
Yours?
mine is actually getting out of this fucking country.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, God, I forgot about that.
And
I've been told to get out like that, but
COVID's restricted.
yeah, exactly. I can't go anywhere.
Since that
Sorry,
wall
mate.
got built,
Sorry, guys.
Dan.
But no,
Since that
You're
wall
stuck with
got built.
me.
Honestly, getting on that plane, having a fucking 6 o'clock beer. I know I said I don't drink, but fuck it. 2 6 o'clock beers at the airport with the boys, wanting to go to bloody a rundown place in Latvia. Is going to feel like amazing. That first time you set yourself in that foreign country. I don't mean airport runs, Gary, of going to Korea for 1 hour. I mean getting through.
Actually, I think I was staying in Tokyo for a couple of days now as well.
But either way, just
Well
getting
travelled
onto.
northern gingerer. Ginger? Yeah, I'm going to call you a gingerer from now. Well travelled gingerer? No way.
But yeah, travel is the one thing I'm looking forward to so much.
Yeah.
And I think I will appreciate it more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going to try and get out of the country a bit more. I used to go to Spain every year with my family. We used to like during the 90s. I think from the age of like 4 or
Is that
5.
is that the only
We
country you're
went-
allowed in?
Yeah, no, it's at Barcelona, mate. Go there. Used to go there every year for like a week and a half, 2 weeks, without fail. And then we just kind of stopped doing it. And then we went out to America a couple of times. And then I just didn't really travel. I went to school holidays and stuff, but aside from that, didn't really travel. But that's something I'd like to do in my 30s. Now that I'm in them, is do a bit more traveling. I think that'll be a good target. Got to find my
Cool.
passport though.
I need to order one. I need to order a new one. I'm gonna have the blue. And why not? I think this is a good place to end it with this final question before we do our two
Is it okay?
little segments.
Yeah.
How's everyone's mental well-being been just on a whole? I know we've touched up on it, but just in general,
I think most
if you're happy to
people will be
speak about
better
it.
better now, or better able to cope with it now than they would have been a year ago.
Yeah. No, it's become normal, isn't it? And not only that, as you say, we've all spoken about it. There's a little bit of sort of self-reflection,
Self-awareness.
self-reflection. You spent a lot of time with your own thoughts, and you've over the last year, I think a lot of people have learned to deal with themselves, which is something you don't normally ever have to address. You can get by through life living vicariously through other people, be it your partner, family, friends, and you can use that to be a massive distraction from your own personal problem. And I think a lot of us would just have to sit there with ourselves going, well, let's get this sorted out.
Yeah.
Crack open the notebook.
You know, people say
You
you're
don't
not.
crack open the notebook, Dan. You crack open the bottle.
Yeah.
But you know that saying you're not alone.
Yeah.
Well, that's false. For the past 12 months, I have literally been on my own.
I don't feel like we've been alone because we spend so much time gaming with each other.
Yeah.
I would love to know my. I would love to know my stats.
We play a game that I never ever touched before, never wanted to, and started playing in August, and I've played it for 40 days.
40 days of play. Disgusting.
You're welcome, Gary.
Yeah.
But no, but yeah, I guess people have had to learn to be mentally positive.
It'll be interesting to see what people who watch this thoughts are on where they are mentally compared to a year ago.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So leave it in the comments.
Yeah, leave it in the comments. I might even splice this little chatty section into a small little chunk, and you can add it to the comments. Put it on Facebook. It'd be nice to have a little stuff to talk about.
Also, give it some thumbs up, and also if you haven't, subscribe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wherever I put the button. Who knows? I'll put it somewhere on this edit.
But
there, down there, up here, who knows? On my face?
Definitely wherever Ant's face is.
Yeah. on my screen, he's there. Is
I know,
there?
Dad, you had it right first time.
Oh, there. He's there.
There.
For all of us.
It's all over the shop.
But honestly, I think I can speak probably for 99% of the world. No, I can't. This is a lie.
Can you? That's a big statement. That is a bold statement.
Bold.
Oh, yeah, no, I can talk for 99% of the world and say, "Fuck you, COVID."
Yep.
Hey.
And I think that's it, guys. Unless anyone else has got
got to do. Is it okay? Insert the intro.
Okay, boys. First one, because it's been a bit of a conversation over the weekend. Is it okay that the census takes forever to fill it in? Because I've watched my dad fill his in this weekend, and I got pissed off listening to him read the questions out.
Yeah, but Gary, you get pissed off when you speak to your family full stop.
I mean, I try not to at times, but
Yeah.
that's kind of mid-game.
But this is coming from a guy that rents a room. I had to tell my landlady that what I did, and I found that annoying. But it's only one every 10 years. I didn't even fucking know what it was until she told me.
Yeah.
I spent hours on the internet trying to find loopholes so I wouldn't have to do it, and then I did it because I was bored waiting for you lot on COD.
But in your type, not endorsed in pretty much every single question.
Pretty much. No. I live with three 25-year-olds called Svetlana.
How much did they cost you?
Figure that out if I'm telling the truth, government. Anyway, yeah, no, my census wasn't too bad, to be fair. I pretty much just clicked stuff and put in vaguely what was as accurate as I could be. The only thing that irritated me is trying to enter all my details in. Didn't like the fact I was American. Hated that. They added on like an extra 17 questions on that. So like,
You do the same when we get there.
Yeah, it was like, where were you born? America. What? Tell me more.
Are you legal?
What state? How did you get here? Yeah, so that was fun. And then I obviously had to fill in stuff for Sophia because she lives here half the week. So that was fun. But yeah.
Zach? Is it okay?
Because Zoe had to do it twice. So I completed it, and then I just had to watch Zoe complete it, like right in front of me.
Zoe had to do it twice. What? Because you couldn't do it in front. You weren't capable.
Yeah, I'm not capable. Zoe's actually my carer.
That explains it.
Okay, fair. You're lucky, Gary, because you didn't have to do it because you gave up your flat a couple of months ago, didn't you?
Yeah, I moved in with my dad and watched him
Perfect
do it.
timing. Perfect timing.
Yeah.
What, you have to do it if you do that?
Yeah, it's whoever
No.
owns the house. Whoever's the owner of the address.
The legal landlord. Well, yeah.
Hold on, wait, so I didn't have to do it because I rent this place out.
No, but you're
you
the
would have
legal
had to.
occupant.
Yeah, you would have had to include Zoe in yours.
Yeah, because you're the legal occupant.
You
of
still would
that
have had to answer
property.
the same questions. I mean, you probably didn't have to fill it out twice. You could have done it once, but for two of you under one number.
Oh yeah, we did that. Yeah,
Yeah.
And then Zoe just did it twice, others.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
She doesn't trust me to do it right.
Because she's good at admin.
To be fair, I don't blame her for not trusting me.
No, I don't. You've seen me try and choose where we need to go on COD.
Any more, Gary?
Second one, interesting one, which Dan can put a picture to this. Insert a picture of a bun here. Is it okay that different parts of the country have different names for one item, which is a bun? Not a roll or a cob. It's a bun.
Bacon roll.
Butty? Is that
Butty, yeah, butty. Ooh, yeah.
Bacon butty? Roll?
Yeah.
Sandwich?
No.
Some people call them sandwiches. I've heard people refer to buns or rolls or whatever as sandwiches, and I'd like to point out that they are wrong.
Those are the same type of people
What, before?
and then wear their mask on their chin. So
Oh.
They're the people
What?
that have got COVID and cough over.
What, they call it a sandwich before anything's in it?
No, yeah. Well, no, they'll put stuff in it, but they'll still call it a sandwich. It's not a sandwich, it's still a bun.
Yeah.
Still,
Oh no, it's the sandwich when there's something in it.
nah,
no, it's not.
It's a roll.
Yeah, if I have a roll and I put a sausage in it, it's a sausage roll, not a sausage sandwich.
Sausage sarnie.
No, it's not a sausage sarnie.
What the fuck's a sarnie?
Sandwich. Yeah.
Other thing, people, comment below what you call it. Is it a bun? Is it a sarnie? Without something in it, it's a bun. As soon as something's in it, it's a sarnie.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Well, guys, can we just say that most of the people that are subscribed are from the north, so we're going to get one answer.
Yeah.
That is not going to be factually true.
Yeah,
Majority speak.
absolutely not.
Dan, make sure you delete all those comments.
Oh, I absolutely will.
Turn comments off.
Geographical location from comments only south.
Sorry, I can't get over this. This might be another half an hour of podcast. Joking. If you have a roll and you put a sausage in it, what is it?
The sausage sarnie.
Ah!
Meat
Physical
pie, sausage
physical
roll.
heart
Come on,
palpitations.
Ethan, get the goal.
I'm not going to get into this now because this is literally a whole other podcast.
On next week's podcast, we will be talking about.
So I might even.
That's a great podcast idea, by the way, the difference between the north and south.
Oh.
That's a long one.
Yeah, massively.
We'll
Might
do
have
that for our 10th year anniversary.
Yeah. Crikey, if I'm still alive then.
Mm.
Any more? Is it okay, Gary?
Just the two this week,
Okay, no, that's good.
Nice.
And
purely because I've seen the time.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
and also we are bringing in one extra thing to the podcast. And that is insert clip. So each week I'm going to come up with a random fact, but it could be fun, it could be boring. Who knows? It's going to be.
It's definitely going to be boring.
yeah.
But
Go on, then,
anyway,
what's your random fact?
the random fact of the day is the wood frog can hold its pee for up to 8 months.
What?
Wood frogs in Alaska, did you know, have been known to hold their urine for up to 8 months, sticking it out through the region's longest winters before relieving themselves once temperatures increase.
Can you
The
imagine?
The urine actually helps keep the animals alive while it hibernates, with special microbes in their gut that recycle the urine's main waste, into nitrogen.
Ooh, interesting. That makes sense.
So, who knew that?
Just to close off, Ad's gone green.
With it.
He's gone froggy green. We've managed an hour and a half, and you haven't gone green, and here we go.
If
Mental.
I held
But anyway, but
my
also,
piss
can
for
you?
8 months, I'd then spend the next 4 months pissing.
I was going to
Gary,
say.
you spend time every 4 minutes pissing.
I get nervous.
Gary goes for a nervous wee every 10 seconds on COD.
But yeah, that
That's
is
circle nerves.
6
That
months.
is-
Did you say 6 months? 8 months.
8 months.
8 months.
8 months. Right. I'm a dad, right? And as a dad, I inherited the dad piss, which lasts about 7 or 8 days. After 8 months, yeah, you're right. I'd spend the next 8 months getting rid of it. That'd be, oh god, that's scary.
But it goes into nitrogen. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that is Ant Reeves. Fact of the day. Insert clip.
Ta-da! I'm back.
And so I think that wraps it up for today, guys. Is it Zach or Gary next?
It is Zach.
It's Zach. And Zach, do you have a topic for next week?
I do. We'll be talking about video games in society and how pre and post COVID.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Right, my
That
street.
is-
Dave.
Looking
That
forward
is
to that.
literally you three talking for about 2.5 hours. The only games I play is Warzone and FIFA.
Well, you don't even play FIFA.
You better
do you?
do some,
And
better
they're
do
the
some
only
research.
games I've played
No,
for about 5 years.
FM.
Rocket League.
FM.
FM.
But yeah, no,
Yeah,
I'm
thank
really
you.
looking forward to that one next week.
Yeah,
I
good.
hope you guys too. But thanks for tuning in. We're going to end it there. On behalf of myself, Gary, Zach, and Dan, we leave it with you. Stay safe and see you next week. Peace out.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe. I'll put it here, there, maybe here.